All right, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Let's hope this actually works because, yeah, okay. Um, all right, so gonna start in a couple minutes. Anyone coming into the chat, I'm going to try and keep this short because we've got other live streams going on. I don't want to crowd them, but if you're listening this early, thanks for dropping by. Uh, but yeah, we'll go ahead and get the music started in a minute. Because right now I'm actually uh, showing reds and oranges on my upload. So we'll go ahead and see what's happening here. So yeah, Saturday night. I was actually gonna go see Joker tonight, but yeah, that didn't happen. So hopefully tomorrow. All right, let's get the show on the road. It's 9 o'clock. It's the Wilk Report live. I'm coming to you from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm Michael Wilk. We've got some news on the Abdin Justice for Anas front. Let's go ahead and show you the website. Justice for Anas, Star Trek lawsuit appeal. $19,186 of the $20,000 goal has been reached. Just to give you a bit of background, the copyright infringement lawsuit introduction. This is actually put up by Gary Buechler from Nerdrotic, so kudos to him for putting up the money through this fundraiser. And people are actually donating. I mean, they've raised almost $20,000 inside a week, most of it within the first 24 hours. So, we just had some donations a few hours ago. But, yeah, so if you are not familiar with this, the tardigrades lawsuit was begun last year by Anas Abdin, creator of the video game Tardigrades, after he realized that STD had rather blatantly ripped off his Tardigrades video game for use in the show. Alex Klutzman, of course, if you watch my previous videos, my most recent one dealing with this case, as you know, the lawsuit was dismissed, even though there's plenty of evidence presented that the Tardigrades video game was blatantly plagiarized. What's new in this, and let me scroll up here because there's a lot here, and of course, Anaz actually goes ahead and says thank you in a post from a week ago. Or almost a week ago because it's Saturday and this was last Sunday. But yeah, he's he's appealing the decision. But there's some deliberate dishonesty here from Plagiarism Today with an open letter attacking Anas Abdin, basically accusing him of being goaded into appealing by people who hate STD and CBS and stuff, and also sliming him and accusing him of stealing other people's work. And of course, not surprisingly, Ketwalski, everyone's favorite YouTube lawyer, has decided, oh yeah, I'm going to join the bandwagon and attack Anas Abdin. So yeah, he's
This is not a video that I thought I was going to ever have to make, but here we are. I want to say that this video isn't an attack on Anas Abdin.
yeah, right before you launch into an attack on him. Yeah, thanks, Ketwalski, but no thanks. So basically, Ketwalski is really what he's doing is he is, uh, you know, basically he's parroting whatever he reads on Justin Bailey's dishonest diatribe, because Justin Bailey is not a lawyer. All right. He says he's been the victim of plagiarism himself, and that's why he's launched this website of his. But he's got a funny definition of plagiarism because, uh, according to the law, now the law might actually technically favor CBS. I don't see how they would, because the evidence in this case is pretty indisputable. There's no doubt whatsoever in my mind, or in the mind of any reasonable person, that CBS, or more specifically Alex Klutzman or someone working with him, plagiarized on Assadin's work. And right now, so what we're going through is showing on the website here, saying, the appeal is doomed. As we noted back in September 2018, shortly after the lawsuit was filed, the case has many deficiencies. Well, no, it doesn't. There's plenty of evidence, actually, that STD took pretty much everything from Anas Abdin's game and inserted it into STD. So, and also, if you go ahead and game developer versus game player. Let's scroll down here. All right. So back in January, okay, it's a long time ago, because it's October now, and this was January. But here's the thing: STD claims for a frivolous lawsuit has no steam. Yesterday, January 8th, the judge had a pre-trial hearing in her courtroom with all lawyers involved. The meeting resulted in very positive outcome that help find the truth and serve justice. The defendant's request to dismiss the case based on it being a frivolous claim was not entertained by the judge. The defendant's argument kept going around me trying to own copyrights to their real-life tardigrades, which he never claimed. The judge set the timeline for summary judgment motion, which means that the defendant's attempt to dismiss the case is limited to actual legal defects instead of generic claims. The judge also gave us discovery, which means that we can request and the defendants are compelled to provide information to support our case. The discovery order was only one-sided, which means that the defendants cannot request information from us. Finally, the judge granted us a third amended complaint as of right. This means that we no longer need the express permission from the defendants to file the third complaint. And then, of course, it goes to game developer versus game player. And all this is linked to in the description below, so you can actually click the links and scroll down and read all this. So back in March, of course, opposition to the defendant's motion to dismiss was filed. Simply, he's arguing why their motion to dismiss the case is not valid. Note that when the judge gave us a discovery right to get information from CBS about their Steam accounts, they haven't met their deadline, and we still did not get anything from them. So basically, CBS has been playing a delay game, making some rather ridiculous lawsuit claims. First, they're arguing, and this is according to a post back in March. First, they argued that they did nothing wrong and that his complaint, the lawsuit is frivolous, which the court later ruled in Anas Abdin's favor. Then they partially admitted access and copying, but that they copied the de minimis, the allowable amount, and scenes of fare, common scenes in a specific genre or theme. Then they argued, and I can't believe I'm saying this, that what they copied has no similarities. And of course, if you actually look at the screenshot that Anas Abdin provides, the similarities are indisputable. It's right up here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me turn off the chat window so you can see the whole thing. Yeah. It's like CBS's lawyers think that we're stupid. And of course, you've got this idiot, Jonathan Bailey, who is parroting CBS's claims. Well, he's an idiot and he obviously does not understand copyright laws or plagiarism. I mean, he claims to have been the victim of plagiarism. I doubt it because I mean, when you lie to people, anything you say is suspect. And this boy has done nothing but lie about this case. All right. So, it's, but still, the claims that they made back in March were just so stupid that there's really no reason to think that there's any merit to CBS's case. And of course, Anas asks the reasonable question, why would they need to use all these varied and different arguments if they were innocent? And of course, if there truly was no theft taking place, then why did CBS delay and refuse to comply with orders from the judge to turn over all relevant information? Or all information, period. Let me show you some other images here. You show, and again, on the left, Anas Abdin's video game, which came out before STD was even produced. Stamets in the chamber, visually identical in that just cannot be dismissed. So, you're seeing, some very compelling evidence that yes, CBS and Alex Klutzman did in fact steal Anas Abdin's work. When Jonathan Bailey tells you that there's little evidence, he is deliberately lying. And he knows he is lying. The visual evidence that has been shared to the public so far. And the guy's, his website even says, I'm not a lawyer. So you have no legal training to say that there's a little evidence, especially when Anas has provided you all the visual evidence you need to reach the reasonable conclusion that really any jury would concur that yes, this guy had his work stolen from him by CBS, and CBS owes him big time. This isn't just a matter of people who hate STD trying to get the show canceled. This is a matter of someone's life's work being stolen by a major network. I honestly don't understand what is so difficult about this. Is it just me, or am I, completely wrong about this? Ay. So, it's just mind-boggling that this boy can so blatantly lie and expect to be believed. All right, so, to say that the appeal is doomed, I think is rather premature, because it seems like the only reason this case got dismissed in the first place was simply because CBS has deeper pockets and can afford to outspend and delay and refuse to cooperate, even in defiance of court orders. So, yeah. And then, of course, there's Kowalski lying about Anas Abdin and then smearing him and accusing him of plagiarism, which is bullshit. And he knows it's bullshit. I mean, this boy initially supported Anas Abdin, went ahead and actually pointed out, all the similarities that cannot be ignored between tardigrades and what you see on CBS's STD. But the moment Gary at Nerdrotic and the people at Midnight's Edge and Mega Random and Doomcock and all these other supporters of Anas put up the fundraiser, yeah, that's when Kowalski turned against him, because Kowalski has a hate-filled rage boner for Midnight's Edge and other channels that support them. And so, yeah, stubborn Polak that he is, he's got to go ahead and automatically turn against Nas Abdin, stab him in the back, because, hey, if it hurts Midnight's Edge, he doesn't care. He doesn't have any principles. You know? I mean, that's... and the reason I call him a stubborn Polak, well, first of all, he's got a Polish last name, so I assume he's at least part Polak on his father's side, or he wouldn't have a Polish last name. And I'm half Polak, okay? It takes one to know one, all right? So shut up. Fuck you. All right, so, but yeah, I mean, this is the kind of bullshit that we're dealing with here. Let me play back some more of this.
Or really anybody. If anything, it's more of a call to reason.
No. But before you actually listen to the rest of this, because I'm going to play back more of this. This is not a call to reason. It's a call to surrender. Reason. You want to talk about reason, Ketwalski? Let me talk to you about reason. Reason says that when someone clearly steals your work so that you cannot make money off of it to take care of your elderly parents, and instead of taking care of them, and trying to keep your own life together, you have to fight this theft of your work because, CBS is a major corporation. I mean, reason says that, look, you don't let this slide, okay? It's not just about, one person. This is about saying, hey, look, if CBS can do this to Nas Abdin, they can do it to anyone and get away with it. David against Goliath, I mean, even if he loses this ultimately, it still needs to be fought. Okay, have you ever seen To Kill a Mockingbird, where Gregory Peck's lawyer character has to defend a black man in a case he knows is doomed because the jury is prejudiced and the judge is prejudiced? I mean, yeah, for the purposes of the movie, he should have gotten the case relocated to another jurisdiction to get a fairer trial, but this is a deep South. What are the chances? So, but, he still defended the man anyway because, even though he's doomed to lose, someone still has to defend him. And he's not going to let a guy who's innocent be railroaded. Even though he knows he's not going to win this, he still has to fight that fight. Because otherwise, you're not letting this man have his right to due process or representation. You're handing him over to the lynch mob. And likewise with Nas Abdin, by rolling over and taking this, you're setting a precedent that large corporations can get away with stealing your work, even as they take you to court over a fan film in which you're not making any money, and sue you into oblivion and impose all these restrictions on fans so that they can't make fan films anymore. I mean, come on, do you not... I mean, you want to talk about reason, Ketwalski? Fuck you, you lying little shit.
And I know, as some of you guys may recall, I have initially supported Anas's lawsuit against CBS in regards to the tardigrade situation, but, well, I can't really get behind his appeal, and I have begun to really question what really is just fair use, homage, or theft.
Okay, so, Ketwalski, as smart as you are, okay, and I'm not going to deny that you actually, even though you haven't been to film school, you haven't taken film theory or film history or anything, but you do display actual knowledge of film and television, and your video on the differences tonally between STD and actual Star Trek shows. I mean, that was actually quite knowledgeable. All right, so I know you're a smart guy. But you're dishonest, and you're being dishonest. You know the difference between homage and outright theft. Homage is, okay, for example, Star Wars. there are elements in Star Wars, for example, the scene in which, at the end, and if you haven't seen the original Star Wars, don't complain because it's been out for over 40 years. You don't have any right to complain about spoilers. But if you haven't seen it, spoilers. I'm going to give away the ending. They blow up the Death Star. There's an award ceremony at the end. Han, Luke, and Chewbacca get medals from Princess Leia. They walk down this aisle to get their medals. That scene is lifted from Triumph of the Will. There's a very similarly shot scene in Triumph of the Will where you just know that George Lucas probably saw Triumph of the Will for his film class and decided, okay, visually that was just a really cool shot. I'm going to do my homage to Leni Riefenstahl, or however you pronounce her name, and that's doing homage. What's not an homage is blatantly stealing someone else's work. You know this. I don't know what your major malfunction is, Ketwalski, but you know for a fact the difference between homage and theft. I mean, it's not rocket science. You know how this works. So why you're being so deliberately dishonest is beyond me. But anyway, it's getting back to the video here.
Unfortunately, I've gotten really good at finding things on the internet.
Oh, have you now? Let's go ahead and take another look at the pictures. Take a good, long, hard look, everybody. If Ketwalski is as good at finding things on the internet as he claims, and he's actually shown this on his channel, when he's done the videos regarding tardigrades and Anas Abdin's lawsuit, he's actually showed this stuff. So I don't know what his problem is. His problem is that he's very selective in what he chooses to be able to look up on the internet. Where, he'll claim he can't find it anywhere. Well, the stuff he claims he can't find, I've found in a matter of minutes. So, if you're actually trying, you'll find it. If you're not trying to find it, you won't. And of course, then again, he went ahead and then tracked down the author of an article that I cited that debunked what he said and tried to browbeat him into retracting his article, and actually apparently got the editors to go ahead and tack on something that says, oh, we can't stand by this now. Well, yes, you can, for reasons that I've pointed out before. So, yeah, that's completely bullshit reasoning there, Ketwalski, and you know it.
The hazard of this particular YouTube channel. So grab a drink, sit back, relax, and let's just jump right into Blackout Alert. Okay.
Right. So basically, he rehashes what's on here, but and if you want to watch the rest of this, feel free. It's embedded in the article, and the article's linked to in here. So but here's what Bailey writes here right below the video. Most damning of all is that Ketwalski highlighted that Abdin back in 2015 released a free unauthorized video game based on the TV show Dexter. That game, according to Ketwalski, included music from another YouTuber without attribution or permission. This most likely would never have come to light without the appeal, and it casts a shadow on Abdin's attempts to reframe this battle as one about an independent creator struggling to protect their work. Creator, singular, their, plural. Stupid! You cannot even get your grammar right. Why would you expect anyone to... And you're not even a fucking lawyer, but you expect people to believe you with regards to copyright law? You fucking moron. And also, it's not like you can claim, oh, well, I'm just being, uh, gender neutral, because Anas Abdin is male. He identifies as male. There's no doubt as to his gender, so you do not have to use a plural personal pronoun to describe a singular antecedent where you know the gender identity of the person to whom you're referring. You just use a male personal pronoun. You fucking retard. God damn you. I'm sorry. I'm this shit pisses me off, okay? When people not only lie, but they can't even be bothered to lie and use proper spelling or grammar when they're lying to you. Because when someone lies to you, he or she is insulting your intelligence. He or she assumes that you are too fucking stupid to understand that you are being lied to. And that is where the insult comes in, all right? So for this idiot to go ahead and lie to you, assume you're stupid, and he's too fucking stupid to even get his pronouns right. I mean, why the fuck should we give this boy any credibility? Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, by the way, I should probably warn you right now, this live stream is going to contain some carnal verbiage here, to quote from Robin Williams in The Survivors. Yeah. So, right. So then he goes ahead and writes this condescending open letter to him, which, you can read at your stomach's peril, because it's really sickening. So, but yeah, so anyway, I'm going to wrap this up in a few seconds here, because I don't want to go too long with this, but as you can see in the screenshot, and again, link below in the description, the fundraiser for Anas Abdin's appeal is almost at its goal. We just need, hell, not even $900 more. Okay, it's more like 814 at last count. I know we can get there. Please go ahead and go to that link. Donate what you can. Share this. Get the word out. Helping us out. Get justice for him and for all independent creators. Just going to leave you with this image right here showing the blatant theft that CBS says, oh no, this is complete coincidence. We didn't steal anything. Never mind the man behind the curtain. Fuck you. Because we're rich and you're not. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with here, people. The ability of corporations to fuck you over and not even use lube when they're doing it, and then lie to you on top of it. And like all narcissists, try and get you to doubt yourself and to doubt others. Don't let them get away with this, people. This is Michael Wilk for the Wilk Report live, saying take care, good night,